Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing a video about Spider-Man Homecoming, and I'm going to give you a review about how I felt about the movie. I know it's been a while since I've done a movie, but I'm a little nervous right now. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to give it the best try as I can. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm going to try to post a new movie review every 2 weeks or every week on TheBatWave. But aside from that, gotta say thanks for all the support, and now let's get right into this. Alright, so Spider-Man Homecoming was a great movie, but unfortunately I didn't think it lived up to the hype as Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, in which Spider-Man was played as Tobey Maguire, but it was still overall a great movie. I like the fact that Marvel was pushing Spider-Man towards coming into, being with the Avengers, which was a great idea. Also, it's obviously mentioned in the comics, but it was so cool to just know that Tony Stark was his mentor, and the way he, acted in this movie was great as well. He really did give Peter the harsh treatment when it came to becoming a man versus being a 16-year-old boy, because with great power comes great responsibility. Yes, I said that line because it's from the original Spider-Man. I love original Spider-Man. But aside from that, I like the fact that, Tony Stark really gave him a strict lecture in the movie, in which it said that, Peter, you need to be a man without the suit. You don't need the suit to make you a man or a hero. So Peter went ahead and just did that. Spider-Man really came ahead and just fought a lot of the bad guys, understood his priorities, and kind of beat his last opponent, who was the Vulture. But through all that, he learned a great deal, in which he kind of formed relationships with his classmates, but in the end it didn't go so well because he wasn't there from half the events. He found out who the main villain was, who was known as the Vulture, and also he was the dad of the person that Peter really liked, of the girl he really wanted to take to prom with him. And it was just, it was a pretty cool chain of events. Also, Tony Stark really did a great job with just updating Peter's Spider-Man suit. It was full of gadgets. It had killer mode, it had web slingers, it had web shooters, and also it had automatic Siri built inside of a websuit, and it was just like a AI robot that tells you what to do and it helps you out with your daily tasks. So it's really cool to just see like all the new technologies that we're facing in our real world into Spider-Man suit, into this era. And Spider-Man was a great movie. I liked the CGI behind the fighting. The fighting scenes were really good. It reminded me of that Marvel feel, the same amount of action and impact. Also, it was really funny too, because the kid acted like really clueless at times. He also acted like a really smart kid as well, because when push came to shove, he really did fight those bad guys that had those dangerous weapons that can harm civilians. Also, I'm gonna read you guys a review of some of the critic reviews that I found online. One of them said that Spider-Man the movie was clever, funny, true to the Spider-Man spirit. This take on everyone's favorite web slinger is thoroughly entertaining, which I agree with. The next one was Spider-Man Homecoming works as both a very funny high school comedy and drama. I kind of agree with that, but also it was a strong standalone superhero movie set in the MCU, which I agree with the last part for sure. The third comment I agree with was, oh Spidey, Tony Stark was right here. Your enthusiasm was admirable, but sometimes you could be a little more prudent. Okay, but also Spider-Man he was a kid at the end of the day, and he was 16, so he was immature. So I do agree with his, I guess, like comical behavior and him being really enthusiastic for his age group. Spider-Man the movie made a box office currently sale of $571 million, and that's a lot of money. But also it had a normal budget of $175 million. The film series was Spider-Man, and it came out on July 7th, 2017, so it's fairly new. It's only like literally 20 to 24 days old. And it's a really good movie. It was 93% liked by Google users, so it's not just by those movie critics that you see from Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb. it was a really funny movie, and I really liked it. The CGI, like I said, was great, and Spider-Man had a lot of suits and gadgets. He was funny, and also wait, you'll find out something in the end. Actually, screw it, I'll just tell you guys right now. He can glide a little bit, and I thought that was kind of cool too. So they're making the Spider-Man into a really modernistic, realistic type of Spider-Man, and yeah, it's great just to see how he can fight and interact with others. And he's just really good at fighting when it comes to using his webs, and he definitely is very alert. And aside from that, guys, I give this Spider-Man movie a 7 out of 10. Only reason I took out three points from it was because the acting was good, but also I felt like Spider-Man was a little bit too childish in this movie, or not childish, but his age group to me didn't fit in. Second, I feel that the villain should have been like Venom or Carnage, because we've seen so many other villains like Green Goblin and stuff like that, people who can fly. And third, I felt that, with Spider-Man's storyline and background, they never revealed how he got bit by a spider. We already know that it's pretty generic how he got bit by a spider, but also it just, like, I guess, like, for newer viewers, it didn't really give a good insight to it. They should have made a small intro for a minute or two stating how Spider-Man should have gotten bitten by that spider when he first got his powers. But yeah, aside from that, it's a 7 out of 10. It was a great movie, and definitely Marvel. So thanks for watching my video, guys. I really appreciate the support. Hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys like my review. Like this video, drop a comment below. Make sure you share this video as well, and subscribe to my channel if you guys really like me. I'll be doing more reviews and about movies and anime and Dragon Ball Z Super, obviously. And yeah, see you guys next video. Peace.